Oh, that went live actually very fast. Hello, everyone. This is a Ninja DC. Join again for another React video. This time for My Little Pony Season 7, Episode 24. The last of the regular ones and before the season finale. Join me again is Unova.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the great and powerful Himiko Yamano, and I will now show you the amazing underwater escape trick. Now watch and be dazzled as I will dive into a water, and within a minute, if I no longer escape from this underwater tank, piranhas will come in and eat me whole.
Ooh. That was a great trick. He made our sanity disappear.
And that was just a reference from Danganronpa V3, a game that you should totally check out after you played through the entirety of the Danganronpa series. It's just that good.
So, if you ever wanted to play Danganronpa, this must be a sign from God.
Danganronpa?
Dragon.
Oh, it's pronounced Danganronpa. It means trigger happy.
And if you didn't know how to pronounce Danganronpa, this must also be a sign from God.
Or in this case, Atua. Atua will always be watching you. Oh, references.
And return again, Daylover.
I am Daylover, Queen of the Rainbow Nights, acceptor of all those seas and shivers of all those seas. Let's go!
Wow, what a shining beacon for us all.
Yay!
And second.
Ain't she there?
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lived in the blue world.
You know, I suddenly decided I don't want to reference that song. I think that needs to stay in the 90s or the early 2000s where it belongs.
Oh.
Be here for all time. Your second opinion and the last one you'll ever need.
Being second isn't always the worst.
Yeah, so I got. Let's start the episode.
All right. Also, but I forgot to mention some good news for, it's like, remember, like, I was speculating that the star would probably come back with the star bomb. Well, it actually is confirmed, at least a 2-week star bomb when it launches November 6th for season 3 of Star Versus.
Wow.
So a new episode every day. Actually, I think it might be a new double episode every day for like 2 weeks, for like Monday through Thursday. We got was ranged, but that'll be coming up pretty soon, pretty much after MLP. Like with I think a week break in between, then it'll be Star
replacing the hole in our hearts of season 7 of MLP.
Normally I would say that that's different, but actually season 7 has been pretty good.
Yeah.
No one says like Star is a lot. I still think Star is better, but season 7 has actually. I haven't liked the season this much since season 4.
And yeah, it does things here. It even makes you want to spoil yourself and look ahead.
Oh no, don't. We haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say about that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably going to have to go back to the room of careful, prolonged, isolated talks for what I think.
Second, have you become a roboto?
Someone already got on its No, let's see. I just have a special room I go to think the greatest thoughts in the universe and decide the absolute truth of things and such. But no, I mean, season 7 has made a bit of a comeback for me, and Star Versus gave me something like still solid, I guess, but disappointing payoff to a lot of what we've been looking forward to. So I don't know. This could shake up the very foundation of things.
Ooh, shaking up the foundation for kids shows everywhere in the decade 2010.
Namely, where MLP seems to be hovering near the bottom of the ones I still watch.
I hope
makes
for a
sense.
good episode too.
It makes sense to have that conclusion.
Crossing hooves.
All right, with that announcement out of the way, do again.
Let's do it.
All right, press. Do y'all have the episode up?
Yes.
All right, press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Yay. Oh, Starlight.
Excuse me, when does the noon train from the Crystal Empire arrive?
Noon.
I'm just a little excited because my friend's sunburst is coming.
Oh, yes.
My oldest friend. We've known each other practically forever. We have tons in common.
It's one of
We
my
both love
favorite
magic
ships.
and games and jokes, everything, really. Now that I think about it, there isn't a pony in
Oh,
all of
Starlight,
West Town that have more in
monologuing
common.
exposition to someone who doesn't
fine.
even listen to you.
It's nice to see Vinyl again.
Multiple crystal ponies abound.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh,
Wow. Well, looks like you lied.
no.
Starlight?
Oh. Oh, there we go.
Of course.
Like a
I've been looking
magician,
forward
he
to this visit
appears
for a
when
long
you most
time.
wanted him.
Yay.
Hey, kites!
Oh.
How long are you staying?
Just
Powerful
little
magic,
reading
nothing.
for the
She
train.
can't lift a suitcase full of books.
Same old sunset.
Oh.
So, Sunburst is like the male equivalent of rarity when it comes to packing.
Just like old times. You and me.
Yeah.
I don't want to go that far. It still seems very less than rarity.
What?
Antiquing. You know I like antiquing.
Oh, antiquing. I like antiquing too.
Of course.
Starlight didn't know
Ancient
about
relic.
that.
You are so lucky.
No.
Ponyville is Antique Central.
It is?
We never talked about
Hey,
this. We are going antiquing, and you are gonna love it.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
well.
drop your stuff off at the castle first.
Sure. Only
There we go.
Okay, now that's more like rarity.
You've repeated this gag twice. I think you need to retire it.
I think you need to stop before you get too far over yourself.
It's not like it was that funny to start with.
Faithful and strong. Watching the show friends.
Everybody's least favorite part
this
still.
is so great.
Oh,
Who knew
still like
I'd
it.
be the one showing you the cool sights of Ponyville.
I'm a little surprised myself.
Bricks?
What is the difference between the hoof-molded bricks and the extruded ones?
Oh, the
right?
memes.
Oh God! He is the male rarity!
What a
Oh,
difference.
and check out all these chandeliers.
I like chandeliers too.
The
Oh
crystals have
no.
magical properties.
Son.
I like chandeliers.
That's cool. How do you run first?
The only ones I
Sweat.
don't like
I'm
are
so
the
glad
ones
you're here.
fire that seem to be
In the
looming
antique
above me.
store?
In Ponyville. Starlight's really been looking forward to your visit. Though I'm glad you're in the antique store too. I'm usually the only one.
That's crazy. Who doesn't like antiques, right?
Ooh, look! An ancient map of Equestria made
Because
by the mighty
antiquing is
Owl.
for nerds.
Hey, I said I liked it too. No, I'm a nerd too.
Of the mighty
So
Helm
never
form
mind.
the entire coast of Equestria.
Wow, saying that Earth ponies, like it's amazing for them to map out the entirety of Equestria just by themselves. Wow, a bit specious, huh?
Aw. Oh
I mean,
no,
for
they're
Pegasus,
destroying
it's
my
literally like just flying up. So,
Oh,
I mean, that, yeah, I guess.
oh, so cute.
The ancient marigold statue.
You don't have to pretend to like all this stuff.
Yeah, come on, Starlight.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no.
like
Oblivious.
it. I mean, if you like it, I like it. Besides,
Don't
we
try to...
almost looked at
No,
everything,
okay.
right?
Don't try to change yourself, Starlight.
You have got to see the Saddle Arabian vanity.
I think she's going to
Shop looked a
do
lot
whatever
smaller on the outside.
Sunburst wants. I think that she wants a little bit more than just friendship. Oh. Oh. Oh,
I
no.
would be Starlight in this scenario. I'm never obsessed with old
This
stuff.
Salaminian letter opener?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to admit, I don't know if it's good writing that we feel as bored as
Starlight.
Starlight. I don't. Yeah,
I really like.
I don't know if it's good writing we feel as bored as Starlight right now, or bad writing.
Inside the barrel.
I think it was interesting.
Ancient loot
Well, I mean,
crates!
I think the point is Starlight's reaction. She's kind of our straight man to
Sometimes shops
Yep.
get too busy
Yeah.
to go through everything.
Nerdiness
So
of that.
they load up a box or barrel and sell it without knowing what's inside.
Oh, like the mystery boxes on eBay?
Don't you mean the loot crates of now?
First edition history of Equestria
Yeah.
in the original old Ponish.
Right, our second.
Even
Wow.
Pony can't escape.
Wow,
escape
Twilight.
loot crates.
Whatever that was.
Season 7 has been the year of the Ponish.
Prefers risk. It lives as something in the translation.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
Why don't we look through this stuff later?
Yeah. What do you want to do, Starlight?
Well, I don't know if you're gonna remember this, but
Is this?
Old board game.
I remember
Dragon.
Nice.
you two used to play it.
Yeah.
Pretty much any time we weren't working on magic.
I wonder if we're gonna have some similar bias like in Star Versus when it comes to monster versus human games.
Oh. It actually looks a little like a game I had when I was younger.
The whole board over. That's adorable.
Okay, well, at least they don't keep feeding the
It's an
same
exciting
note into the
game,
ground like,
but I have a little
hey,
more control over
Starlight
my horns
is
now.
bored with what they're doing. That's not right.
Uh-oh, some pony's dragon's gonna get trapped.
Yeah, definitely looks like a game. Mousetrap.
Ooh.
Doesn't seem so exciting to me.
Whoa,
Oh,
Twilight.
What?
Twilight, not on the game.
Unicorns,
I
pension
hope
of
you're
magical
enjoying your
explosions,
visit so
huh?
far.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding? I mean, first antiquing, and then spending time with Twilight?
Oh.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
Right? I mean, I know she's a princess, but I never thought she'd be so fun to just
Oh
hang
no,
out
they're
with.
destroying my ship so hard.
Is the princess of friendship.
No.
Yeah, it's not like you babysit and change the diapers of a princess.
I suppose I'm just surprised at how well we get along.
Maybe he would like that, who knows?
Common with those ponies.
You two are pretty similar. I don't know many ponies who are fluent in Old Ponish.
Exactly!
Mhm.
Oh, I probably have more in common with Twilight than any pony in Equestria.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I better get some
Jesus Christ.
Ponyville might be small, but there's a lot to do. Maybe we should ask
I
Twilight
didn't
what she
think they were
recommends
going
we see.
here, though.
Sure.
Great.
Alright,
Good night,
can you lay it
Starlight.
on a little thicker for me? I think I'm missing
Oh. Sunburst, no. Oh.
it. But,
Knock, knock.
Oh. Breakfast in bed.
Twilight, is it morning already?
Not quite.
Maybe a bit early, but
we'll
like
say
you
if
said,
they start
there's a
shipping
lot to see in
Sunburst with
Ponyville.
Twilight,
Right.
it's a lot better
Okay.
at least than the last
No.
two characters I tried
I
to put
can't
away.
go to sleep.
Oh,
Keep thinking
boo,
about all the
second.
stuff we have in common and how much fun we'll have today.
Great. Is Twilight up yet?
Oh!
Pretty sure she's busy princess stuff
The
today.
first phase of the ship.
Oh no.
But I've got a full day of stuff planned. Just you and me.
Oh, come on. She's so obvious. She wants to have time with
Don't worry
you
about
alone.
that.
Would you mind turning around or preferably leaving the room.
Wow.
Get
He's
changed.
very,
Wow,
he's
shy.
very thinking about showing his body.
Quote Applejack. We don't normally wear clothes.
One genuine sweet
Oh,
apple
he does,
orchard's
but
apple tree.
still.
It's still cute though.
Because we used to drink so much apple juice as foals?
I don't remember that.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, it was all we drank. Here.
I
try
fixated
that.
all about the
Does that
past,
jog your
remember?
memory?
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Oh, Trixie.
What are you doing here?
Hello.
I often seek the privacy of the orchard to practice new feats of amazement.
Teacup!
Also, I fell asleep. Well, Sunburst and I were just catching up, so... I don't suppose the two of you want to see a never-before-witnessed magical marvel?
Sure. No.
Why not?
Oh.
Behold, visiting friend from Starlight's past, and be amazed by the great and powerful and current best friend of Starlight.
Sunburst is turned to get jealous.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Change.
I
Yes.
give you the unicorn. Escape!
Let's go.
One more.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, that's
The great power requires a little
Oh.
I know
Aww.
this trick. There's a
He's still
special
quite
link,
adorable
but I
as a
never pulled the
photo.
chain long enough to find it.
Yeah. Oh no, the fandom is going to have a field day with this.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, if I could
Nice.
do magic like that, I'd have a whole slew of new tricks at my disposal.
But it
I
wouldn't be
always
as
liked books of
impressive.
magic because I knew I could do it if I just practiced enough.
Oh.
Oh.
Sly. So sly.
In the hoof?
Oh.
That's cool.
Ooh, I'd say.
Yay.
Almost got that one.
Pick a card, any card.
Huh? Oh. That's so cute.
oh.
Alex!
Hello, Alex.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, you just stopped us right in the middle of us watching the episode.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's paused at 12 minutes
The herd has
exactly.
roamed in.
Oh, no, too. Oh.
Just in the magic trick, Alex appeared. Whee!
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's
stop it at what?
stop at 12
12
minutes
minutes.
exact.
12 minutes exact.
Damn.
Sure.
You need us to catch you up on it, herd?
Yeah.
Yeah, this should be
I guess I'll
entertaining.
just start. Yeah.
Okay, well, Sunburst has come to Ponyville for a visit, and Starlight's starting to feel like he has more in common with Twilight and Trixie than with her,
Mm,
and it makes her sad.
yeah.
Huh.
Because she wants Sunburst all for herself.
Also, Sunburst likes antiquing, and apparently Twilight does too now.
Yay.
So,
Yeah, just the first 5 minutes are antiquing. So, antiquing, Twilight and Sunburst like it. No one else does.
No, me too.
them nerds together.
I mean, I could suppose, like, I would, if I was actually a pony in a question, I would actually be somewhat interested in Trixie's tricks.
That's true.
Again, it always raises the questions with Trixie. Is like, okay, they have actual magic that could really undo it, like Starlight just did with the one spell. So it's like one of those weird. There's a purpose in stage magic and show magic, but like I feel the show doesn't do a good job of
Explaining
Like,
it
sure.
at all.
yeah, it's sort of like showing
That's
its
true.
place.
Yeah, because it's like,
She uses
we
magic
don't.
to make her tricks better. I mean, we did establish that for most unicorns, the best magic they can do is something like Rarity's gem finding spell with just like a few basic tasks and such.
Maybe like only one spell of magic that specializes in their talent and or pursuit. That's really it.
Just, yeah.
I mean, like in Twilight's case, before she became an alicorn, she was basically a jack of all trades. But
Yeah, that's
Starlight, on the other hand,
was magic.
yeah, jack of all trades. But Starlight goes a bit of a step beyond. It's like she put all of her points in magic and 0 in social skills.
Yeah.
Twilight still had the competency of conversating back in season 1.
Yeah, I mean,
But she
Twilight,
also
like,
started out without
introverted,
any.
was, I guess standoffish, kind of reclusive. She was not an awkward shut-in.
Mm.
Like socially isolated shut-in.
But you just missed a Trixie and Change.
Yeah. Speaking of which, are we all ready to get going again?
Yep. Does everyone have it set?
Yeah.
Actually, Alex, you have it up. All right. Everyone go,
Yeah.
like I said, to 12 minutes exactly. Should have a weird blurred image where it's doing a crossfade.
Oh, that's
All
great.
All right. Is everyone ready at 12 minutes?
Yep.
All right. Press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Starlight, why didn't you tell me how much Sunburst and I had in common?
Oh God,
Gee,
Sunburst.
I don't know. I know Trixie's
Wait,
magic.
what are they doing there?
Fun,
Hey,
but
we're supposed to be
your
shut
pool
off.
is actual
Yeah.
Hey.
Whoa! This place is
Starlight
pure
even-
pony lore.
Yep.
Magic.
I mean, it's supposed to be all dangerous. I guess I shouldn't have broken the seal.
Don't
to
go
get
in there.
I wanted to see the site
Okay, I was
before,
wondering about
right?
the seals. Like, wait, wasn't it
So
sealed?
Pinkie Pie just dove in and made copies of herself?
Continuity.
He made copies
Continuity
of
is
himself.
strong
We
with
could
this
get a year's
episode.
worth of hanging out over in one day.
I mean, this season like is hardcore making use
Not that we
of
were.
everything it has on the table.
So Starlight actually removed the seal
One edge
from
it has
the.
over season 6.
Yep.
It's not a leftover
Oh,
Pinkie Pie.
jeez.
Oh my God!
God,
Pinkie Pies are
how did you get in here?
infestations now.
This cavern's actually connected.
Well,
to
her
mine.
sister.
Oh no!
That actually makes sense.
Maud isn't super chatty. I mean, you and I could sit around and
Who's
talk
going to
all
be
day,
there?
But she looks
Oh,
pretty busy.
hello, Maud.
Hey, Maud.
Are you taking some kind of core sample?
Not exactly. I'm uncovering this section of strata for closer study. You might want to step back.
Oh
I'm
no!
studying this area's metamorphosis.
Foliation. Is this nice phyllite or slate?
What?
Wow, the pressure above
Sunburst
must be
is
pretty uniform to get the
just-
planar
Are we all at the
fabric to
same
be
time?
consistent.
1334, 5, 6.
I dabble.
Yeah.
For example, by the
Yeah.
speleothems in this cave, I kind of figured there was another way out.
It's
Because
like
of
this
the
episode
conflict.
is trying to ship Sunburst with anyone but Starlight now.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, I mean, I
It
guess.
reminds
maybe
me of Make
acknowledge
Friends. It reminds me of Make Friends. Yeah, but except for with one person, it's more. And I felt Discord's like fear made more sense in the episode.
Reminds me more of like Princess
Starlight?
Twilight, sort of the
Where's
reality. Like things don't always stay exactly the same. Like
Rocks with Maud?
the friend you did everything with might just be,
Translating some
the friend
ancient
you
old
hang
language
out with.
text. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Why
But
would
still,
Sunburst be
like,
doing any of that?
Sunburst
I thought he
should
came to Pony
take
Valley
more
to-
time out for.
I thought so too, but it hasn't worked out.
Well, I mean, he was like all of the things he
We
was
were fools. We had
doing.
more in
Like,
common
I mean,
than
he was
any
technically
two
doing
ponies
with
in
her
Equestria.
and whoever the other
Now,
friend
it seems like
was.
he's got more in
Yeah,
common
that's
with my
true.
friends than he does with me.
I still think like she wants more.
Oh,
Every pony changes.
Yeah, I mean, I do
That's
like they're
cool.
not just saying, all right, well, these two always have to be together because we
Sure.
established
You're
them
really
as
good
the
at it.
friend
And
pair in their
Sunburst
debut
practically knows every
episode,
spell that
which
ever was.
means they're together forever because we say they are.
Thanks,
Aw,
Twilight. You're the best.
feel bad for
Try.
Starlight.
Starlight, what happened?
Still,
Maud
a
and I
little
found
bit.
some fascinating sedimentary stratum, but when I turned to show you, you were gone.
Maud does have a way of making rocks really interesting, but I wanted to work on something a little more us.
What's this?
Just a little something I made up.
huh.
Whoa! You made up this spell? Just now?
So they're going to make.
Yeah, I think I mean, well.
No. Is it the time travel spell, maybe?
Wow!
I know, right?
Whoa. Oh.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah.
Hey!
She also might need
God.
therapy.
Oh,
Sure.
oh,
This is creepy. This has gone creepy.
Okay, this is this went
Actually, I thought
from
we could go with Maud.
into disturbing realm.
now it's creepy.
But I'm sure that Starlight doesn't need therapy.
Or
Maybe.
complete psychiatric help.
I don't want to play the game at all.
No, she just wants to enjoy the stuff again from when they were fools.
Oh God!
It's like, well, regressing is usually not a good sign.
What's going on in here?
No, but she missed all of that, you
I
know.
have fun doing the one thing I thought we still had in common. But I guess we don't even have that anymore.
How to deal with your psychotic girlfriend?
I don't understand. Starlight
Oh,
at least
they're
knows
Well, I mean, we
that
joke, but pretty much
that doesn't mean
everything.
we have to
Like
be
half the
fools
time,
to
Starlight
hang
is
out.
making like crazy
Starlight does have a tendency to
decisions.
overdo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it is
she's always
surprising how well I get along with all of her friends, but
she's always
At
shown
least it was
that
not
all
a permanent bill.
Maybe you just need to
all the
stop
years in
showing
social
yours.
isolation might not have done her
shit.
a ton of
That's
good.
exactly what I'll do.
No.
You know, it's kind of like weird
Right,
watching a
Jack, I
kid's
can't
show in which, like, you don't call a character crazy, but actually genuinely
Obviously,
psychotic.
you and I hit it off.
Mm.
I am quite
In the-
impressive. And we share a love for
But I do
both
understand her because she's missing like the times
And
when
Starlight
they
and
were
I share a
small.
lot of things too. I just need to think of them. What else do you guys have in common?
Well, we both
Okay,
made
well, I
not
wasn't
so
expecting
great
them to go
choices in the
here.
past.
No, me neither.
And we're self-conscious about every little judgment, even
Vi
though
lost nu en
both
hålla.
try and are trying hard to be better.
Yeah, we don't really have that.
Yeah. Maybe you should join the villain side for a bit, and then maybe you could be friends
I
this
can
way.
think of something.
Oh, evil sunburst. I would like to
You're
see
both
that.
poor practice audiences.
They go that
She-
route, I swear.
Like, he is near the royal family,
Other than
so...
feeling different from most ponies. And comedy.
Comedy?
I'm very funny.
What's that a joke? Well, it's
Oh,
more than I can think of
Maud.
that she and I have in common.
She's kind of
We
right,
don't really
actually.
spend that much time talking
Yeah.
about that, though. Mostly we're just comfortable around each other.
We used to be. We did everything
Huh.
together. But now I'm wondering if we've spent so much time apart that we don't connect over anything anymore. And if we can't connect over anything, then maybe
I can't
we're
believe
not
they're
even
using the same
friends.
music chime from
least it's
earlier
not
seasons
serious.
there.
Yeah,
That.
Mom has her
It
own
wasn't
theme.
something serious.
I
Oh.
appreciate you trying to help Twilight.
Oh, Maud is
But
awesome.
It seems pretty clear that
Yeah.
Sunburst and I have grown apart. I understand, but I feel like that only happens if you both let it. You still want to be friends, right?
Gotta
I
keep
created
pushing.
a spell so we
Yeah.
could relive playing a game in our childhood home.
In our
bodies.
child body.
I'm just not sure Sunburst wants to stay friends
Well,
too.
at least she now knows
think
to
you
not do that
might
again.
Be surprised
Mm.
Prepare yourself.
for the new and improved Dragon Pit.
Oh.
Ooh.
We had to take out a few spaces.
Like Twilight, she's
But
like,
you hardly missed
right.
it. Maud made the dice.
Ride your dragon vanguard.
That seems like a safety hazard.
Pumice
You're
is the
rolling
lightest
low a
thing
lot.
in this rock. It seems the best choice.
Oh, snake eye.
And I
Maybe it's
am
good to roll low.
There's nothing like a little well-placed magic smoke. Looks like some.
Oh, they're so cute in the dragon costumes.
I
Yeah.
thought you want to play this
Imagine
game.
if Spike walked his
Well,
way
if you
in
want
here
to
and
be a
sees
fool,
what
Yeah.
what his first
I
thought
wanted
would
to
be.
play. I thought it'd be
Why
fun to
did
play a
you guys
version big
invite
enough for full-grown ponies.
Because we're playing fake drag, it's not real Dragon Pit.
They can make it real dragon pit.
Actually,
If they want.
something.
Oh God, that would be quite the great spell.
Starlight is salty.
Well,
Now it's fun.
I basically did property damage to my home.
Yeah.
Starlight blew a hole in my floor.
Yeah, and it's even star-shaped.
Wait, was that Miss Peach Bottom in the
I don't know
background?
why I got so worried about us
Maybe.
not having anything in common.
Yeah, I kind of think it doesn't matter as long as we enjoy each other's company.
And that game was certainly enjoyable.
You have to go home.
Oh, Starlight was
even
getting,
better was
sorry,
getting to
Trixie
play
was
it
getting
with all my
exhausted with
friends.
levitating all that. Aw, thanks, Trixie.
Of all ponies to pull her into that.
You bet. I want to hear if you find anything interesting in that barrel.
Trust me, Starlight.
Aw.
You'll be the first to know.
It's so cute.
Oh.
What is going to be in the barrel? Oh! It's Oswald's book, isn't it?
Podcast. What are the odds?
Oh, maybe we will have an evil sunburst after all then.
So is this finale though, or is this preseason finale going to connect into the finale now?
Oh, that would be clever.
It seems a lot more appropriate than what they did for the Crystal Empire.
Yeah, they put the connection in the episode near it. Actually, right next to it.
Well, I mean, then again, it's like season 6 with like Dorax's appearance for the Changeling episode in season 6.
They put a tiny block in the background.
Honestly, I don't think that was in the script. I think the animators just went the extra mile.
If the animators did, then bravo for them. Like this, after all, this show is done by freelance writers, so maybe the animation staff is like a lot more dedicated to the lore than even the writers.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a hard change to just add in a little speck in the background. So it's like, oh, they know what's going to happen later with the future episodes. They would just put a little speck.
I mean, then again,
it's like I was because I was listening to a podcast with like the Voltron for them. And like they were saying, like, oh, when they went stuff for the script, like the animators like added a lot of stuff of their own to it, especially to like the fight scenes.
Yeah.
So it's like
the
probably
animators
similar thing.
should actually get a writing credit or a story credit.
Yeah. Like it kind of reminds me in Spike at Your Service back in season 3, in which like when all the writers forgot about Pee-wee, the animators didn't. Made the best excuse possible for it.
Well, I mean, maybe that was in the script, just like the.
Oh, no, wait, not Spike at Your Service, just for psychics. I apologize for that mistake.
But we're going to go on.
Sure.
Yeah, this episode, it feels like, I hate to say a lack of focus, because that seems to be a big issue I have with the episodes that I do have issues with. But I feel like the execution of like the moral and like the problem wasn't as clear as it should have been, and I think the problem was they had too many characters in here that didn't need to be in here. Because the main plot line of, or at least supposed to be, and when she came back to it, was that Starlight was worried she didn't have as much connection with her old friend's Sunburst, and he really did not need Maud, Trixie, and Twilight there to sort of get that plot line. Like maybe have one of them there to sort of like play off, to have like a voice of reason and stuff like that. I think Twilight served her real well, but like having all those others sort of made it less about the differences as they grow up and that issue, and more about like it sort of gave the impression that Starlight was jealous of the connection that her new friends had with her old friends that she doesn't feel like she has, which feels like a very different. Like again, that's where I felt like too reminiscent of make new friends would keep discord.
I'm kind of in the opposite, that I gotta say, because I mean, I think stories like this, and this one almost did straight up fall into the trap. They can have a habit of feeling just like very obligatory, very forced and blunt, just like, because I mean, you remember we had a bunch of sequences with where the episode was basically saying, get it, Starlight does not like these things Sunburst likes. And I think that I was, well, especially in that antiquing sequence and and like when she's having that conversation with Sunburst, and he couldn't be be any more tactless if he tried, and how he's saying that he has so much in common with Twilight, and yeah, it seemed like they were trying to hit us over the head with it. So I did appreciate how it did other stuff. It, like, adding in the friends, to me, it felt a little more free form. It kept this from us being a story that was too personal, to made things too personal with just like Twilight in particular, and instead, yeah, kept it to the general issue of Starlight feeling like she doesn't have as much in common with her friend anymore. So,
yeah, but I think, like I said, it would have worked better if they would have, instead of like meeting Trixie and Maud, they would have had Starlight trying to more direct. I mean, I guess they sort of did with the Apple family thing, but felt like they should have shown more of that, or Starlight's actual interest. Like, say she tries to fly a kite with Sunburst, but he's not really interested in, or something like stuff like that. Instead of just,
that would have been nice. Yeah, they had different things.
I don't know. I think that might, like, maybe I'm the only one who hurts this as much as I do, but I think that could have become kind of hijinksy. Like, hey, how about this? No,
it was already on the line of it.
Waka waka. That doesn't work either, because funny, and I use quotation marks, a funny reason. Like,
who's fondling with plates?
I appreciate it.
I don't
like,
know.
I mean, the Sunburst trying to figure it out himself and stuff like that, or yeah, not just keeping it on one beat, like what, yeah, just not making it about, well, hey, I can steal the attention back from Twilight, or hey, we had this in common when we were kids. Like, it, I mean, it did a bunch of stuff. It had
tried to
Starlight
spark the magic.
Yeah,
trying, and then
I wanted more than just that, but
it had the different ways that Sunburst is kind of a, like, you know, more of a Twilight type nerd than Starlight is. The different things he knows about that, you know, like, again, Sunburst is knowledge, Starlight is raw power, and they both don't excel in the opposite area quite so much. But I mean, I don't like it. Well, basically, or I did kind of like how it felt a little more free form. It didn't feel like obligatory and forced, and well, it didn't feel like it was talking down to us and being deliberately dense because condescending preschool teacher with the puppet wants to be like, it's not a right to morals stated in, well, not like, I always need to think about how, I don't know why I have a tough time describing the things that annoy me in simple sentences.
Because you always like to elaborate completely to show your superiority, perhaps.
Well, I shouldn't have to elaborate to show that, so that can be it. But no, I mean, this, I guess, well, that'd be less defensive, but I mean, honestly, I think this is probably going to end up on my top 10 list of the season. It's going to be in a low spot, but yeah, like, this is one of few that did enough to interest me beyond the premise that, hey, I guess that's kind of new, and didn't, like, hit me over the head with something stupid too much for me to roll with it. I mean, I was afraid it was going to be kind of clunky with the whole, hey, Starlight is not enjoying the antiquing and stuff, but it got better instead of worse, and okay.
And I think maybe, like, the writing was actually intentional there in making it feel boring to make us more connected with Starlight.
Not even boring, just obvious. Like, I feel like writers under the excuse, well, it's kids, so they won't care. They use that as an excuse to phone it in. Or maybe they feel like that's all they're allowed to do, and they don't feel inspired to do more than phone it in. But bottom line, that's how I was interested a lot. Like Rock Solid Friendship, which this in some ways felt kind of similar to, like, that felt the need to shove in Pinkie Pie come hell or high water and force the plot to incorporate her really unfunny hijinks and stuff that when Maud and Starlight were doing just fine on their own. So I mean,
and in that case, it feels like a better version of that episode. Like now that you say that, I do see a lot of connecting points. It's just like, so a different writer decided to be like, hey, I'm gonna upend that person who did a bad episode at the beginning.
Well, I don't know if it was a bad episode. Like, heck, it might still be on my top 10 list if the season finale turns out to be a bust. But I mean, like, no, I mean, I do get what like DC is saying, that it is a little, it's not like the tightest writing. It's not the like the most inspired writing you'll see. But I mean, I sort of like loose freeform writing that if there's charm and charisma and such to it, and like I think that off moderately well. And I mean, and it's like preference plays into it too, granted, but I mean, I'll take that any day over sticking tightly to something to the point where you're obvious and contrived and just not like obligatory with it.
Well, is you know what next, or?
Well,
I guess so.
Hold on, it might be like, well, I was gonna, okay, it might like get a turn to answer back here. I don't want to be like 3 times over. I just got the last word, and now we can move on. But
all right. Well, for me, I feel like this episode is quite a middling experience. Like maybe. Like it feels good, but it feels at the same time like a middle tier episode, but not like in the good and bad elements, but just like I just feel content when watching it. It's not like extremely entertaining, but it's not like it's showing like a horrible message. In fact, it hardly even does it. I don't even think there's really like any sort of flaws you could exploit it to like to make this episode lose a grade or such. And I feel like at first like maybe like Sunburst was in the wrong, but after looking at like his actions here, it's like no, Sunburst like decided to take the right action as soon as it showed like how bad this was affecting Starlight, in which she went through one of her crazy episodes of magic misuse. It's
wow, the police is coming for you.
Oh no!
Yeah, we live next to the highway.
It's the opinion police.
I'm sorry, but you won't correct my opinion. I know my stance.
Did I hear some opinions?
Oh my god, it sounds like a car.
They also have that. Yeah, there's again, we're literally like
it's Ninja. It's Ninja they're coming after.
Yeah, we're about 100. You're about 100 yards away from like the highway, maybe 100 to 200 yards. So yeah, I could also have the windows open just because like it's like it was fall and it's gotten to where it's hot and cold. It's like too. I forget what I was going to direct, but it's like need the windows open right now because it's too hot to not, but it's not hot enough to have the air on, so it's like
So what I was trying to say is that like this episode does the best with like giving like Trixie like a great humanizing event here, like and like actually like celebrating like stage magic with such a nice curiosity, like not just the fact that Trixie associates herself with stage magic for like her ego, but there's actually a genuine interest of that for her. You know, and I don't think I've really saw that with Trixie before. And
I feel like we got it in No Second Chances. I kind of like how they gave her a hero, a personal hero, and stuff like that.
Well, then again, I forget that episode a lot because I loathe it with my every being.
Oh, I know. Boy.
There we go.
I my chances to slip stuff like that in there.
I mean, I'm not saying the Trixie and Starlight stuff is bad. All I'm saying is what Rock Solid Friendship did with Pinky, it was so much worse with Twilight. Oh my God!
Well,
I just made the connection. Oh God. They made the main six actually worse in the Starlight episode's interactions with other characters. Is that purpose? Oh God.
Maybe.
Well, actually, they made Twilight pretty darn good here, I thought, all in all. So, heck, maybe they're finding their way.
Yeah. They're definitely finding their way.
That's just actually, that's my, besides like the weird pacing with this episode, like my weird, like it's hard to even quantify, but like I felt like this episode could have been smoother with its message. That's my main issue, but like, hey, I've already discussed that. My main it's not really an issue of the episode, but I sort of feel like, because this is what the third Starlight focused episode this season, and what like I guess we had the Once Upon a Zeppelin, but that was pretty much Twilight's only episodes. Like, yeah, I feel the one that Starlight's still in episodes from the season is Twilight. I guess the opener also with her Starlight graduating is more of a Twilight episode, but still it sort of feels like I wish that maybe one episode would have been switched out for a Twilight episode, because from what I understand of the finale, Starlight also has a big role. I mostly avoid spoilers on it, but like from what I gathered, Starlight has a big role.
I mean, yes, I can side with you on Twilight rather being due for a little more, but compared to last season, though, this is like practically a.
Let me just give me. That's why I said it's like that's. Let me just say that's why I say it's sort of a complaint, because this season actually knows how to use Starlight. That's the best thing in my opinion about the season, is they actually figured out how to use her.
I mean, basically the thing is like season 6 was like season 4, and like how they didn't follow through with like a world-changing plot, really. With like Twilight being a princess, or in season 6 with Starlight being a pupil, but season 7 is like, fuck that, we're basically being season 5 now.
Well, like in season 5, and no, she wasn't a disciple in season 5, was she?
No, she was the bad guy.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was like it was only season 6, but I couldn't remember if it was like a 2 seasons we had that or not. But in season 6, the main issue I had is basically Starlight was essentially like substitutes, like they're using her basically in place of Twilight too much, but it didn't really work, and they didn't know how to do personality too well. Here, it's like they're using her more akin to Spike, where like she's Twilight student, and they're using her as that. So like she has a different personality to Spike. She's more aggressive and extroverted, like more actiony. That makes me
sense. They were just stalling for time with the whole "you're graduated now" until they could actually do her right.
Yeah, it's kind of like you guys gave yourselves a pat on the back for nothing, and that's why the season 7 premiere isn't really like super high remarks and such. So you could have just waited until season 8, but you just didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least I feel like what I do respect about this season is that it does have a sense of purpose here. Like, okay, we can't just be like spinning our paws and boobs, hands, whatever indefinitely. Like, this has to matter in some way, these things that happen. But, although I might hold off on the you're doing Starlight right praise until we see what they actually have done with her, because she's been off screen for a while now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, just her character and her action, like she feels more naturally integrated into the season. Like to have her in supporting roles is like appearing. Like I said, they feel like they're using her this season a lot. Like how, like I said, like I wanted her to use them. The users like how they used Twilight in season 2, where they took her back somewhere. She didn't have to be in every single episode, and her uses were just more sometimes just, hey, I'm here. Here's my role naturally occurring in. And also when she has her episodes, it's for reasons that fit her episode. Like her episode with Maud, where she was trying to, I felt overall was like her personality, like how it fit her episode there. Then like the main one I was thinking of is like her episode with Celestia and Luna. It fit her role there. That was specifically for her. That was probably I think her best one so far, just because like it naturally fit her what her role is, where she's like more proactive, but not like looking up to like. Because I think I'm just watching a lot of Hero Academia, and it said brings up the same issue that Twilight would have had if she was in a situation that like Deku is in here, where, like he looks up to All Might like too much, where it sort of interferes with his how he perceives things. And the same thing if Twilight was in the same position, Starlight was with the Luna and Celestia, she would have noticed the problem. She's like, oh, they're the princesses I look up to. Like, there's nothing wrong here. But like Starlight, just because of her personality, is like, no, something's up. Let me fix that.
Yeah, let me force my way.
I thought that was an I don't give a damn excuse to get the plot going, followed by I don't give a damn excuses why we can't just undo that the second after it happens. But maybe we should not start that again.
Well, it's actually I don't
not
think
a time to spell
no,
this.
I think I don't remember them actually saying they couldn't undo it. I think it was just sort of a let's just wing it, go with it.
The spell lasts 24 hours. I couldn't undo it even if I wanted to. But I still think it's a good idea. And, even though I was able to pull off and put back on cutie marks with no problem in my debut, it's the plot of the episode. Can we just get going?
Moving on.
I felt that fit. Like, anyway, let's stop talking about this season. Let's just finish up on this episode.
Yeah, we're not even at the finale, guys.
No. So, Alex?
I don't think I could give that many thoughts on this episode because I only saw half of it.
What's your thoughts in progress?
Half thoughts?
I don't know. I liked it. It's not a great episode. It's just a good episode.
Exactamente from my words as well.
It's like the movie.
Right. But it's a good episode from start to finish, which I appreciate. Like, that's what Rarity Investigates was. Yeah, I still can't believe that was my favorite episode of the season at one point. It's a few slots down the list now, but yeah, it was just like good from start to finish with a couple of really enjoyable aspects to it, even at best, like the rock solid friendships, the all bottled up, they had pretty solid ideas that were working pretty well, but you had to get a pointless sequence / pointless song with the main six, or some horrible comedy with Pinkie Pie, or Rainbow Dash's parents deciding they were tired of being funny and wanted to do a lot more annoying failed attempts, or Applejack deciding that she needs to be obnoxious, heartless Applejack that only comes out when they need an excuse for the conflict. So many episodes just put me off with stuff like that. This one didn't. So yeah, this goes from a B to a B+ on that account.
I mean, then again, it isn't as bad as how I feel about the Pinkie Dash episodes this season.
Pinkie Dash.
Yeah.
I think Daring Done, I don't know if that's a sign of Pinkie Dash so much as it's just you want to include Secrets and Pies in there, which for the record will be in my top 3 episodes of this season. We need more.
I still hate it.
Creativity like that.
I'm still going to value my initial reaction of Secrets and Pies, even if my opinion changes, because
when we're not
Secrets
going
and Pies
to talk
were making
about
noise
that, we're
throughout
going to
almost
talk
the entire
about
thing.
this.
This episode, we were occasionally laughing and occasionally commenting.
Yeah.
Or
cringing. Oh, never mind. I'm going to take it from here and say I want to swing from the chandelier like Sunburst.
But then again, I should probably take a page of Kokochi Oma's line of thoughts about lies and just be a bit more accepting about lies, since they color our world so true with so many different flavors compared to the truth.
Remember in the Star versus episode about how it's not black and white?
Oh, God.
It's 50 Shades of Grey. Let's move on.
If Star Versus was 50 Shades of Grey, I would have to go from watching it to killing it with fire. Especially at their age, doing 50 Shades of Grey. I don't even want to think about what that would be.
Wait, second. Wouldn't that just get them hot?
No, kind of not.
Come again?
Wouldn't that just get them hot and bothered?
But let's move on. I really like this episode. Although they're destroying my favorite ship. That is Sunburst and Starlight together. I really think like they're cute together. And I also feel like Starlight is not admitting to it, but I do really feel like she wants more than Sunburst actually is thinking or knowing of. I know in the last part it seems like he's opening up to her and being like, but I still feel like she should have talked with him and not sacrificed herself with the antiquing and all of the other stuff, and said it was like not okay that she wanted some alone time with him instead of being with Trixie and Maud. I actually think it was very, very clever to have other, female to get his interest, because you feel for, Starlight here. You feel like, she's going to get jealous or stuff like that. That luckily did not happen. I must admit, there I have it like second. I really do feel like they're meant to be like just friends, but in the end, maybe in future they can become love couple. I don't know, but I will say I really like
Starlight wants to be somebody's lover. She's gonna have to, move past the relationship they had as kids.
Childhood friends becoming more when they grow older and been drawn farther apart, but just can't seem to like get disconnected completely.
Taylor's itching to get back to her turn now.
Oh, really? Can I go now?
No, you have to listen to the antiquing song.
Oh, really?
Little cups, ancient maps, all over the store. We look and look and look and look and look and look some more. Tiny cups, barrels of who the heck knows what. Probably coming back in the last episode, but that's not this one some of the time.
Oh, that was cute. Very nice.
Better than Spike in Equestria games.
Oh, come on. Spike in Equestria games was fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous use of
I must have.
humor.
But I also must admit, like, I really like that they have Starswell the Bearded book there. I'm thinking about all of these fan theories with Sunburst actually being Starswell the Bearded, or something happening to the main six, something connecting these almost new main six to the old main six or stuff like that. I'm not quite sure what I'm just not sure what Trixie would be as an element as harmony, maybe loyalty. I don't know.
I mean,
what do you think?
Maybe generosity with like her shows.
If rarity can be generosity, I have a feeling that it. Well, she starts to seem a lot more like sincere around her the ponies she considers her friends, so maybe.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
But let's get our closing thoughts.
All right.
That was my closing thoughts.
All right.
Second.
So yeah, actually, for as hard a time as I gave DC here, I think like we're not actually that far removed. Liked it, didn't loved it, but if you've been paying attention to me this season, that's significant.
I think
all the way across.
Yeah,
just to sort of chime in my final thoughts earlier, I actually do have to agree with you second, where I think we both are very close on our opinions. I was like, I don't hate this episode. I just like felt it could have been better. So it's like it's an okay episode to me. Where I'm not annoyed by it, but it's like, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that's my sort of final thoughts. Alex and Nuno.
Yeah, it was sort of good.
Get back to us.
Yeah.
Half grades. Or half episode.
Half episode, yeah. This episode sucked. It only lasted half as long.
Oh, no, even better. I can't believe My Little Pony sold out, becoming just like all the other 2010 cartoons.
I could make season 3 into an episode.
That hurts.
Actually, I'd be okay for that. Throw out one bad apple, Spike at your service. Games ponies play. Let's see. Probably.
We were not talking
I don't need
about
Magic Jewels Spike just for sidekicks or Raise This Barn. Just
no, that's not even the name of the episode. Apple Family Reunion is the name.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then maybe just like the last couple scenes of Magical Mystery Cure. All right, much better season 3. Get on that, writers.
Yeah. Actually, this is sort of a joke. Like, it just reminded me of like Apple Family Reunion. Like, I hate that episode to some degree, but like I sort of love how it just reinforces my idea that Applejack cannot be a leader. So she just when she put into positions of authority, like it's like everything that can go wrong will.
Yeah, but I don't think that's true because she learns from it, and you know.
She's not normal, but
calling her the leader of the Apple Farm.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
I'm just wondering, like in the case of leadership, what would happen if Apple Bloom actually became the leader of the Apple Farm, since she's not really doing such a good job as being a good leader for the CMC.
But never mind, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this episode. Moving on.
Well, we already did that. I might have that DC up though. I think Applejack, they could have used her more as like the Scottie Pippen of the group. Like, have Twilight has to be the leader, but Applejack is like that rock that everybody has to lean on sometimes.
That's the funny thing, because I think, like I always said before, it's been less like from season 3 became less and less with that. But like before then, everyone just personality wise, I always felt like AJ would be the second command, the red. I guess not the Red Ranger, but the
Blue Ranger.
Yeah, the Blue Ranger. Because the colors change sometimes. But like the idea, like these are the red. I was thinking Voltron, the red lion of the group.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But it's fine whenever she is put into positions, like things go. I made a montage with I made a hilarious montage with it where like whenever AJ is put into positions of authority, like it always seems to like blow up in her face.
I mean, look at Princess Twilight Sparkle. That episode made me completely hate AJ as like trying to like lead without
that made me hate that line. Whoever wrote that.
Let me just say that made it into the montage.
Boys will be boys.
I mean, like if AJ isn't the second fiddle, then who should be the second fiddle?
Fluttershy. She's grown into it.
Well, at this point, it seems to be Starlight.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of.
Like in case of like Twilight gets kidnapped and Starlight has to like take the honor of the element of magic and just be like, okay, I might have not deserved this, but now I have to inherit this power, just like a certain red Power Rangers from like Lost Galaxy or let's see, SP.
There you go. Yeah. Although actually, I came across a poll of who is Twilight's best friend within the group of 6, and comment I agreed with. Scrolling down a little ways down, finally a poll that Applejack can win.
And even though
trying to think who really is her sort of second, like her best friend of the main 6, and I would say because I would say it would probably be either AJ or Fluttershy.
I would like to put in the natural candidate of Pinkie Pie there as a quick surprise.
Yeah, I mean Pinkie Pie is up there, but I feel like Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash are sort of in the extreme extrovert that just like they get along well, but I don't think they're like close friends. Fluttershy, the reason I put Fluttershy more in is because, as like the recent episode showed, like Fluttershy and Fluttershy and Twilight are both like the book nerds of the group.
Yeah.
It's like that's why I was like put them in. Because they're the bookworm / introverts of the main six.
Although the main six in general might have like faded into like out of focus a little too much, especially after season 6, to put a stamp on to put that to a vote just now.
Yeah, because like season 6 was just like we eroded everything that came before us.
Season 6, I think it's safe to say, like even without the last episode, it cared a lot more about the side characters.
Yeah. But
it was funny, like because I remember a poll that like which of the main 6 like was got the best treatment of season 6, and it's like said Fluttershy. Like I commented, the character it sort of says something that the character that is best loved of season 6 of the main 6 is the one that got the least show time. So it tells you a lot about season 6. How to handle a lot of the main 6. Anyway, we were going way off topic, which I guess is on topic for this.
I gave up a couple of minutes ago.
It's a typical 8-bit reaction in here.
Yay.
What's the fun of being a fan if you can't just go off and shoot the bull about My Little Pony in general a little?
But it should be after the season is done, not after an episode.
Well, I mean, then again, we're in the last quarter with the penultimate episode right now.
But still,
I know I've been kind of the well, heck, I'm always the naysayer. Nobody's surprised. But I mean, season 7, it has, ironically, with Josh Haber coming back, it's mounted kind of a charge for me. Like the second half has been a little bit of a comeback. Maybe not like season 4 was. Season 4's second half was, but all right. I feel like there is at least no risk of me ranking this right next to 6 and 3.
For me, I would say like the balance of the season is like the first half was a little slow. Okay, not the first half. The like first third is like a little slow. Some good moments like Starlight and the Princesses episode, but like after about the halfway point with the AJ's parents episode, Perfect Pair, and also Discordant Harmony, like around the middle, and some of the middle episodes are probably some of the best parts of the season, save Triple Threat.
Fame and misfortune.
But like the middle, like the middle, like the second, third, like had pros and cons, but overall, where I felt was pretty strong. And now I just had the finale to see where it holds up.
Yeah, we still need that,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a loyal problem denier, so for me it was the first 11 episodes, and then it started to heat up, even though we had to sit through Daring Done.
I still like a raw problem.
Oh, yeah.
But let's move on.
Actually, now before we head off,
on a tangent,
Yeah, before we sign off, I will say, I think since we're all done through the main episodes of the season, I think we can could we say that Daring Done is the Carts Before the Pony of the season?
Yeah, I like it better than Carts Before the Ponies. Carts Before the Ponies from the second third on makes it clear that it's totally aggressively pointless. Daring Done, I'm watching it like, well, okay, I haven't seen this before.
But I like to give this episode a B and get it over with, because we're talking about all over episodes. Not this one.
My points in a nutshell, Carts Before the Ponies versus Daring Done is the difference between a C- and a D-.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
This episode is a B+.
Wait, you still passed Cart Before the Ponies?
Dean is like a 2 out of 5. Like it counts maybe for something, but okay, a 2 out of 5 or a D is not a recommendation. That is a recommendation that you skip it.
I really like in this episode. I also really like that they had the callback to nostalgia 80s, cardboard games, or how to say that. Because I really was thinking about Mousetrap and stuff like that when I saw that game, the dragon game.
Yeah, like board games, like Chutes and Ladders. I think that's what Dragon Pit was mirroring.
I really like that, yeah. Oh, not Mousetrap, maybe Chutes and Ladders. Yeah, I can never see that. Maybe a mixture.
Like twice, and then I managed to lose half the pieces to it.
I've never actually, whenever I play Mousetrap, it's like one of those games. Like I'm always going to try, but no one ever had a complete board with all the pieces.
We actually have a playboard in my parents' place.
I only
old 80s one.
I only really played Parcheesi and Yahtzee.
Oh, Yahtzee!
So we'll be sure to turn ourselves back into Fulls some other time and play these games. But
yay!
That would be cute. I guess.
No, then I'm going to go back to a normal Earth pony. That's not going to be fun.
Aww.
But I guess see you all next week.
Yay!
So long. Farewell.